Hello everyone, my name is Mr. B and welcome back to Honkai Star Rail. Welcome back to the Penacony arc. Welcome back to Honkai Star Rail. Welcome back to the gameplay, and today we're going to play update 2.3. As you can see, already started. I wanted to sort of start off at the Astro Express, but when I teleported, apparently that's when the story started. So yeah, it caught me by surprise. But yeah, before I continue, just wanted to say thank you guys for 100 subscribers. I made a post the other day, but just want to say thank you guys for 100 subs. Really means a lot. Hearing everything that you guys have to say, just seeing you guys enjoying my content, it really means a lot. And yeah, I'm really happy to have gotten this far, and we hope that we get to continue that in the future. Anyway, I've been talking a lot. I hope the volume is all okay. Really hope everything is okay. But yeah, let's start off with the story without talking. Let's do this.
I already told you. We can talk things out.
I'm sorry, Fluffy. I really have something urgent to attend to, so I have no choice.
Oh, I never noticed he had
but to ask
a
him this
target
favor of you all.
in his eye.
Since you already know what you're doing, I'll also have to remind you of its risks.
Hey, partner, what's with the hostility? I thought pulling this thing out was just a way of saying hello.
For the last time, state your identity and purpose.
My name's Boot Hill, and I'm a Galaxy Ranger.
I do like Buhil's voice a lot.
Galaxy Ranger?
Very like cowboy-esque.
You look like you seen a ghost. Did you think we all went extinct? Well, that's the price you pay for being off-grid for too long.
The righteous heroes of the hunt would never hijack the Astral Express.
I ain't hijacked anything. What, chatting with someone while holding the gun is considered a hijacking?
I mean, probably. Okay, probably is, yeah.
Frankness. But there are plenty of rumors in the cosmos regarding the Galaxy Ranger's current status. And none of them are pretty stories. I have a hard time believing you.
Oh, this is hilarious. The tale that this bunch of fools spin is getting out of hand. There's even a bit about the Galaxy Rangers being turned into gibbons by Dr. Primitive, and they're in some valley screwing around on swings.
Okay.
Of course, I know you won't believe me, which is also why, similarly, I have a hard time believing that you're the real Nameless. See the bullets in this gun? 9mm, an eternal classic. I may need the Astral Express's help right now, but if you're an imposter just like that one, then this bullet might just end up in my head.
What do you mean that one?
I can't allow myself to be exposed to danger. That's just the way it goes, so you all have to first prove yourselves. Huh? Where are you going?
Recognize this?
It's a model fudger. Jade Abacus of Ally and Oak.
Is that supposed to be motherfucker?
You guys.
Model fudger?
Is that supposed to be
This
motherfucker?
is the Jade Abacus
I like
gifted
that.
to the
That's creative.
Express by the Shenzhou
Never heard that one
Rangers
before.
General, Jing Yuan. Its presence on board serves as the Shenzhou Alliance's official recognition of the Express. Is that enough?
Not bad, kiddo. And across these sprawling stars, a gentle squeeze is all it takes to rustle up a whole legion of Cloud Knights. Now, I reckon that'd be one fudging sight to behold.
Okay, he curses a lot, which I like,
Now it's your turn.
even though it's PG.
Been ages since the Galaxy Rangers had the spotlight shown on them. We ain't equipped with such fancy gadgets. But I've been around the block enough to know the way to handle these types of situations is easy as pie. All right.
How old are you
Feel
then?
free to toss any questions my way. Let's see if my answers can't turn your trust. If your gut tells you otherwise, still ain't too late to show me the door.
And why would I play along?
If I truly am a real Galaxy Ranger, you stand to lose nothing.
All right then. Tell me, what kind of organization are the Galaxy Rangers?
My friend, this question is a hard one. I don't think I can even consider us an organization to begin with. Everyone's on their own fated path along the hunt, with their own resolute sense of righteousness and not so welcome among such so-called universal values.
This reply does not instill trust, and only makes your predicament more precarious.
I'm guessing you're gonna ask about some form of shared faith, right? But us Galaxy Rangers don't need that sort of thing. What brings us together is a shared bottom line. Never bully the weak. Never kill the innocent. These oaths aren't some lofty beliefs, but the fundamental bottom line that one must never cross as a person. As Galaxy Rangers, we strictly adhere to the bottom line. When someone crosses them, the hunt's vengeance will surely come knocking. And in this moment, the other crucial meaning of bottom line comes into play. As long as you don't cross it, you're free to do whatever you please. You catch my drift?
Okay.
Second question.
Interesting.
Why do you seek trouble with the Astral Express?
I already said that I seek no trouble. I must go to Penacony matter. But I don't have an invite. And I can't even enter the family's hotel doors. If only I could borrow the Nameless's identity. The entire cosmos knows you're guests of the family.
Aren't the Galaxy Rangers also esteemed guests?
That is true. We're
Oh, you've hit the nail on the head. This is why I'm here. It's fine if I tell you. The Rangers are pursuing an imposter. A son of a nice lady posing as one of us.
okay.
She's on Penacony.
I was like a son of a nice lady. I thought it was
My
Akron.
informant is a memo keeper. She's the same as
Oh,
all
yeah,
genetic organisms.
they
Here
spoke.
one moment and gone the next. Ugh, she scares the fudge out of me. Still, she gave me some vital info.
Which
That
is
Galaxy Ranger imposter. Who is it?
Is that the third question?
Is it a hard question?
It isn't. Just that you might not believe me. That person calls herself Acheron. And according to our informant, she could be an emanator of nihility.
That's impossible.
I always pronounce it nihility.
That's what I said. Don't worry. When I first received the news, I had the exact same reaction as you.
IX never gives anyone so much as a first glance, and that's perfectly normal. What reason would they have to bequeath strength unto mortals?
Still bothers me
You
that
must know
it's
that emanators
IX,
can
not
also conceal
X.
their own identities, which, for many people, it's better that way. Otherwise, there'd be wanton bloodshed across the cosmos, or even, perhaps, turning their back on the path they're supposed to follow. I had the good fortune of running into an elation emanator. Its appearance was no different than that of those clowns. If it weren't through sheer luck that I got it drunk, I would have never known of its eminent status.
Sparkle?
Even in the purest hunt, you'll find the Xianzhou Alliance under the spotlight and Galaxy Rangers lurking in the shadows. Paths are inevitably concepts created by people and exist in planes beyond our understanding. To reckon that nihility
What? Okay.
emanators don't exist, well, maybe we just ain't nihilistic enough.
That would make sense though. Like there are different types of emanators.
You understand now?
Just because like
your
the people out there,
companions are in danger.
Xianzhou
It's pretty
are
harrowing.
emanators.
If you don't want
Does not mean there
to
aren't
believe me, you
other
can send a
hunt
message
emanators
to
out
them,
there.
but I'd advise you to move fast.
Same
We
with
don't know what's
Ix.
happening in the dreamscape or how much of what the memo keeper said is true. And that Acheron, who knows what she intends to do?
I still think Akron is a good person. It's just that we don't know what her deal is. Man,
I don't
the
intend to do
aftermath.
anything.
Wait.
That's not
Okay.
up to you. Did you know? People who
I thought she heard the conversation.
for the first time, they'll subconsciously stop to reaffirm that they're still walking on solid ground. And then they will unanimously raise their heads to gaze at the sky. Be it reality or dream, staring at the sky is instinctual for humanity. Since the day that the golden hour was completed, it's always been there, watching over every single night of decadence. But now this night sky has been mercilessly severed, dyed with the mist of nihility. And this whole event happened within the course of a single slash of a blade.
A single slash of a blade isn't really accurate. It was actually 2 blades.
Oh my
Just
god.
that the second one was
Why are you so cool, Akron?
That's not the point.
I hope the mic picks up my sound.
Guests who weren't supposed
Yeah, it
to
does.
be invited have gathered at this banquet. Even if the harmony is all embracing, I have no choice but to show some of them the door. For the sake of Penacony and the peace. The planet of festivities has no place for you, a puppet of nihility. Those who live in the shadows do not bear the right to tread the illuminated stage.
Speaking of living in the shadows, there's probably not much difference between us.
That is true.
It's only polite to reveal your true self, at least when speaking to others.
Yeah, you're hiding. Are you
Penacony's
saying?
dream
Are you saying that when you're hiding? Fuck off.
That's just another reason that you can't stay.
Whether you believe it or not, this is the real me.
We are one.
Is this the unity that the family espouses?
My mortal shell has long since dissipated.
The Oak family's 107,336 offspring are now my eyes, ears, and mouths, spreading joy across dreams when required. And in times of essential need, exiling evil from this haven in my stead.
From the sound of it, it seems like you're asking me to leave Penacony.
Well, that's not obvious now, is it?
Glad that you're an understanding one. Alas, I'm not asking.
If you think you can.
Are you threatening me?
Akron's such a badass.
I ended it with a period. It was a statement, not a threat.
My God.
Knowing who I am and still showing such malice. You're not the first, nor will you.
Her tone has changed.
This scene played
I like
out
it.
many times before. And usually, when faced with my questions, most people retort, "Why can't I?" The result has invariably been that they can't.
Oh my. I'm saying this so many times, but she's such a badass, man.
But be reminded, the family is forgiving, but not weak. The chords of the harmony extend across worlds. If you do not comply, when the blade is unsheathed for even a hair's breadth, you will never be able to escape the eternal Centurion's wrath in all of your lifetime. 137 individuals. That is how many heathens I have exiled since I became Dream Master. Among them were those who once severed my wings, and those who immolated my body. And here I stand again, about to add another mark to the tally.
And you will die. I mean,
I like the all bold.
but that won't come to pass. I'll do as you ask. I'll leave.
A wise choice.
I wasn't aware there was a choice.
To you, that surely is the only option. Please bear in mind, you and Penacony are of different worlds. Those born on the far bank cannot seek solace across the river.
What is that supposed to mean?
Leave and never return. The radiance of the planet of festivities is overwhelmingly bright, luring in tricksters, wrongdoers, and criminals. But even the harmony itself will never welcome the self-annihilator of nihility. And even more so, when this self-annihilator heralds the destruction of everything. Your strength is obviously a gift of the sleeping and shapeless, immeasurable and fathomless, like a tributary spawned from the abyss that brings death and sin to all. Akira, a befitting name.
Take it from someone on the other side of your so-called river. You know better than I do that Penacony has already deviated from the harmony. Whatever your intentions may be, I foresee one outcome. Its future holds nothing but nihility. Just like all the worlds that have drowned in their shadow.
Oh my God. Oh, Robin.
Attention, please. The unusual event that occurred moments ago was due to a technical malfunction at Clock Studios theme park.
So that basically confirms that Akron is no joke. She's strong because X is just... It's basically a black hole.
I swear that was no movie shoot. So many chips fell from the sky, and I even caught one of them. But it vanished in an instant before my very eyes.
Excuse me. Are you talking about the Clock Studios theme park incident?
Hmm? Yeah, what about it? Oh, Miss Robin, am I seeing things right?
No need to worry. I apologize for any inconvenience caused to your delightful dream journey. What you just mentioned about the chips really piqued my interest. Would you mind providing more details about the incident?
Oh, it was just those chips you normally see everywhere. The green ones? They fell from the sky as if it were raining.
And then those chips simply disappeared. It appears to be the dream sim tech the Iris family has been developing.
Huh? Miss Robin, you mean
The music in the
those
background is
chips
very
were all
nice.
part of a performance? But I really...
Shh. This technology hasn't been made public yet. It was originally planned to debut at the Charmony Festival, but it seems it's been leaked. Can you help me keep this secret? The raining chips were supposed to be part of my act.
Oh, I see. Then it all makes sense now. I'll do anything to help make the Charmony Festival a success.
Thank you. As appreciation, I'd
Ah.
like to give you a token gift.
So it is Sparkle then.
Oh, this button is...
Press it at just the right moment in the celebration. There could be an unexpected...
Because I think, if I remember correctly, that's the same button she gave Aventurine.
Other guests were also
So I believe this is Sparkle. At least that's my theory right now.
Please, enjoy the dreamscape.
Because if this is not
People talking
Sparkle,
about it. This commotion at the theme park definitely made waves.
but if this is not Sparkle, then it's hard to believe, I guess. Hold on. Also, Robin's character, man, she's so pretty. Like, I don't need Robin, but I kind of want her because, I mean, for many reasons, she's almost as strong as Rob May, and so having another harmony-based character is always pretty good. And she's very pretty. But yeah, I want Firefly, man. So I'm worried I'll win the 50-50 and then get Robin and might not get Firefly.
That protecting the dreamscape requires everyone's help. This is a small gift prepared by the Iris family for the guests.
I do wonder what this button do.
Please.
What does this button
Charmony
does?
Festival for an unexpected surprise.
I can't believe I received a gift from Miss Robin.
But we might find that out later in the story.
I'm dreaming. Wait, I am in a dream.
Yeah, it's true. You are in a dream.
Trouble comes knocking on our door, we're not afraid to go to war. Rest assured, the Dreamscape's peace will be protected by the Bloodhound family.
I didn't expect to meet a fan here.
You're in the streets of Penacony. Of course you're gonna be the fan.
A world filled with wonderful dreams.
You are an intergalactic superstar after all.
I'm actually meeting the real Robin. Shouldn't you be preparing for the Charmony Festival?
Preparation is important, but the ceremony is fundamentally about sharing the Great One's harmony with everyone. If there's a chance to sing with everyone, I will not refuse. Regarding the recent mishap, I understand it negatively impacted some of our guests. As a member of the family, it's only right for me to come forward and offer my apologies to everyone.
But, are you sure it was actually a mishap? Everyone saw those chips descending like rain and the red light tearing through the sky. Claiming it was merely special effects seems a bit far-fetched.
Fair point.
Plus, I met that generous gentleman. He looked really out of it and kept talking to himself. Is this also part of the performance?
Everyone, please do not panic. I believe that the family will give everyone a satisfactory answer in due time.
Yeah, sure.
Even if you say so, Miss Robin, it's hard to believe.
Some people just never listen, do they? It's never ending. It just goes on and on. I'm getting really tired of this.
Excuse me?
Miss Robin?
Still, I suppose I should keep on helping everyone. I am the epitome of joy, kindness, and goodness, after all.
Huh.
Huh? What was I just doing? And, Who might you be, miss?
Here.
Okay, so it is
Thanks,
Sparkle.
little
Okay.
guest. This gift has been specially prepared for you by the family.
I was like, wait, is that
Make
like
sure to take
Robin's
preparations
true
for the
nature?
opening of the Charmony Festival. Then, when the show
Okay.
reaches its climax,
Like I didn't
we'll
expect
flatten together
Sparkle to be
the
like
epic
that.
around you. You never know. Something very exciting might happen.
We're back to where it all began.
Firefly!
You entered the Golden
Firefly!
Hour from this place,
Let's go.
and it is also from here where you will enter the true Penacony.
Where's the hugging option? Where's the hugging option? Where's the hug Firefly option? I'm disappointed, Devs. I'm disappointed that there's not a hug
It is
Firefly
a
option.
pleasure to journey alongside you once more. But it's time I laid bare the entire truth before you. As you might have heard,
I want to try with my mic here. I think it'd be better
Stellaron
because it doesn't block my view. Why is it? Nah, I'm not going. I'm not going to. Are you alright?
I'm fine. Sorry, I hope I haven't scared you. I know you have many questions. Do you remember when we encountered death in that strange dreamscape? When I was caught by that meme? In that instant before it killed me? I saw the reflection of another dreamscape in its ghastly pupils.
Okay.
Following the clues in the script, I came up with some theories about the meme. That's why I instructed Silverwolf to issue invitations, drawing everyone to the Dreams Hotel. I intended to call upon death before you arrived, to solve the riddle using more direct means, and then invite you to join. However, contrary to my wishes, I couldn't defy the script. And I didn't get a chance to explain it to you. It is how you see now. I was impaled by the bladed wings of death. The heavy pressure of concentrated memoria, miasma, exploded in my mind as if it was actually reality. But after the momentary numbness subsided, I found that my body was absolutely unscathed. I was still alive. And it was just as I thought. I had arrived at a place starkly different from this beautiful dream. Beneath the dreamscape of Penacony lies another, more chaotic, more primal memory zone. Its name? Land of the Exiles.
Okay, so before I continue, I have like two thoughts in my head. So one, either all those that died, Firefly, Robin, even Aventurine, they're all in this land of exiles where we're currently at right now. I'm assuming. So that means that the Trailblazer us is also technically dead, but we're not really dead. We're in like a different part of the dreamscape. Or B, the people who are killed by this meme are the only ones that go into the land of exiles. But because we've technically have already died before, maybe we're sort of like one of the exceptions. Maybe because there was some mention of like people who have died before, something like that. I do remember they mentioning something like that in 2.2. 2.1, sorry. Wait, what update is this? This is 2.2, right? Yeah, this is 2.2. I've been calling this 2.3 for the longest time. Now this is 2.2. Yeah, I believe they mentioned it 2.1 that people that have died can sort of like go to the true land of like the land of dreams. I believe. I might be wrong, but I believe that was mentioned.
And so, then I returned to the hotel in the dreamscape, hoping to tell you of its existence. Yet I could not reveal my own identity. So I could only divert your party's attention and lure you away from the battlefield. And after all my attempts proved futile, it wasn't until not long ago when a crimson blade of light shattered the high wall of the dream, causing you all to fall far into the abyssal depths of the dreamscape, that I was able to awaken you and your companions one by one.
Oh, so the rest are here.
That is all that's happened so far.
I would say I'm confused, but I don't really understand that much. I'm gonna say this way.
I know
It's a
tough
bit
to believe all
confusing,
this without
but I
reservation.
understand enough.
I just want to say, you are very close to the final answer. Just one more
What final
thing needs to
answer?
be done. And then I can prove it to you. Now, let's leave this place. Please close your eyes. Take a deep breath and visualize the dreamscape's outline in your heart. And remember, you must not open your eyes at all times. 3, 2, 1. Don't be afraid. The one who has come to greet us has arrived.
That does not sound comforting. Paper caught in a whirlpool, breaking apart, resolving, dispersing within the turbulent, muddy current. So I got stabbed. Innumerable voices resonated through the symphony of memorial like roaring thunder, and among them one echo stood out. The clarity you knew it come from the girl beside you, your hearts beating to the same rhythm, peaceful and even more peaceful. Until in that quiet darkness, memories ripple into existence.
I never knew you could do this. Do you have a driver's license?
I do.
Wait, I seen this image. I didn't thought it was real.
Why? Because this is Japella, the city of sins.
No, it's nothing. I'm just thinking that you haven't slept in 20 system hours. Are you sure you're okay?
I'm fine. I'll survive. Same goes for you.
They
I'm
look
not so
good,
sure
man.
about that.
They look good.
Slow down a bit.
The lady in the suit.
Infiltration is over. Feel free to activate Sam anytime you'd like.
Rob, Firefly in a suit.
Some time before the next part of the script unfolds. Let me stay a little longer in this body.
Long silence ensued other than brought up any topic similarly accustomed to the silence. It wasn't until much later that a soft sigh once again broke the quiet of the car.
Such a long tunnel. Didn't feel this long when I set off.
In half a system hour, it will lead us to Kafka.
Mmm.
And then comes the downfall of the Japella Brotherhood.
The Japella Rebellion, eh?
Is that also part of the script?
It's in your script too.
Sorry. I didn't notice.
Their destiny won't change just because of your selective ignorance. I told you before, it's a bad habit.
What about you then? Is this the moment you finally find the death you've been looking for?
As always, it's a blank slate. It's not on this planet. Why the sudden inquiry?
Because I'm currently in a car with a sleep-deprived driver. I just want to get there in one piece.
This car has full self-driving capabilities. I'll just put my hand on the steering wheel. Will that do?
Hey, don't take everything so seriously. Elio would always say there's only one type of destiny. The inescapable type. He can see the future, and we, likewise, are aware of our predetermined end. But before that moment arrives, we can still choose what we do.
So they know how they're gonna die.
We all have this right.
Except for Blade, I guess.
After today, Japella's name will disappear from cosmic history, and the Everflame Mansion will take its place. In the not-too-distant future, you'll receive an invitation. That's your next stop.
Land of the Dreams. Penacony.
I hope you find whatever you seek there. Be it answers or salvation.
Glad to see you're safe and sound.
It's hard to imagine, right? Because that was during like the whole Japella rebellion thing. It's hard to imagine if you've seen the Kafka video. It's hard to imagine that the dude that told Kafka, "Don't play with your food," is the same person that is saying all that. The dude that sounds like a badass, like no nonsense kind of guy is like a sweet girl. It's really, really, really hard to imagine. I don't know if I'm very certain they planned this from the very beginning, but it's very, very hard to imagine. I do want to see that part in Firefly because we see that in Sam in Penacony already, but I want to see that part in Firefly because right now it seems like both Firefly and Sam are like two different entities, like sort of like a split personality kind of thing, which would kind of make sense, but I just want answers. That voice just now.
Close your eyes. This is the answer. Isn't it incredible? The monster that we have always known as Death is actually the guardian of the land of the exiles. It abides by a certain rule, abducting people from their dreams and bringing them here.
The question that has been perplexing us, does death really
Yeah,
exist?
someone is obviously
appears to be a cognitive trap
working together
that
with the
was
person
laid
that
by those orchestrating
controls the
events from
meeting.
the shadows to cover up the truth behind the disappearances and the existence of this fortress known as Dreamflux Reef. Every emergence of that meme is related to the Watchmaker. Since Dreamflux Reef is where it brings its captives, it's likely that many of our long-standing questions will be answered in this place.
I hope so because I have so many questions,
Starkly different
which is
than the beautiful
good
dream.
for like story wise.
There are no regulators here like the family. And they all look like they're mildly dazed. But from the whispers of the residents, I've heard a familiar name. Gallagher.
It's that man again. Always in the right place at the right time. Though that does save us the trouble of looking for him. Himiko and March have already made a move. Get ready. We're about to set off.
The real dreamscape. The land of the exiles. Before we go, should we speak to everyone first?
Yes, we should. Why could you reveal your
Two
trident?
reasons. Firstly, the script. In the future that Elio saw, Sam and the Astral Express's confrontation was inevitable. I tried to break the shackles of the prophecy, but this is as far as I could go. That aside, there were also my personal motives. I wished to travel with you as Firefly, and not Sam.
So I wonder if that means like in the future we're going to have to face Sam. Like that's just something that even she couldn't control, or B that was like referring to like the previous one. I'm hoping he's ready to preview this one because I don't want to face Sam again, man. I like Sam. I like Firefly. I don't take personally.
Thank you.
Everyone has their secrets.
Elio only gave me one instruction. Allow the Astral Express to pursue the Grand Legacy. It means that the Watchmaker's legacy holds great significance to Trailblazers. And to you.
My nose.
Elio's scripts used to revolve and expand around certain specific Stellarons. But with your appearance, this condition has apparently ceased to be appropriate. Perhaps he also saw the impossible in the future.
So exactly is Sam.
Do you still remember that medical cabin I told you about? Well, that's Sam. It belongs to the Iron Cavalry of Glamoth's Firmament Frontline. A Firefly Type 4 Tactical Heavy Assault Mech.
Okay.
It is the cradle of my vitality. And the meaning of my birth. And for the longest time it was how I should have looked to the rest of the world.
Hold on. I'm a bit confused there. Hold on. Okay, the medical cabinet. Yeah, I remember that. That's Sam. It belongs to the blah 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 Firefly type. Oh, so is that why her name is Firefly then? It's great on my vitality. Yeah, I'm assuming that was the case. I assumed that was the case. The meaning of my birth. This part is what confusing me. Is that either she was always supposed to be like the pilot for the mech, or that's how she became Sam, I guess. I'm thinking of the second one. I don't know if I'm correct or not. I might be completely wrong, but that's what my theory is. This line is just confusing me. Let's talk later.
The time scale of Dreamflux Reef differs from reality. So we mustn't lower our guard. You're sensitive to Memoria. A slight misstep. And you could get lost in this memory zone.
Don't worry, I'll be fine. I am the galactic baseballer, after all. It's cool to see like all these little like details of like, oh, going up in the elevator and stuff, because you consider the fact that this is supposed to be a mobile game. A lot of effort is put into this mobile game, which is why I consider Star Rail to be like the best mobile game out there right now.
And all beyond the family's reach. The atmosphere in this fortress is pretty different from that in the beautiful dream.
Yeah, it's a lot more bleak.
When I first saw it, I was in awe too. The sky here, it's like a reflection of the 12 dreamscapes. What's even more bizarre is that this place is also separated into trade and residential areas.
Huh, so it's an actual place
The
then.
layout may be
Not
simple,
like the land of
facilities
exiles,
are
which
very
is called.
comprehensive. It seems that there are quite a number of people living here.
Though both dreamscapes have distinct styles, the architectural designs are quite similar. Works of the same hand, perhaps. Hard not to speculate on the connection. But there's no point in overthinking things. Let's meet up with Himiko and the others first.
The others, you mean March?
Take a right turn at the end of this road and you'll reach the trade district. There are more people there. And perhaps someone knows where she is.
Not coming with us?
The Astral Express likely needs room for some internal deliberation. In the meantime, I'll try and locate Gallagher.
Sure. Let's reconnect later. Letting her go was the right decision.
Misha.
Further observations are needed before we decide whether to trust her. But first, there's someone I need to talk to. Let's go. I'm sure you've already noticed him.
Yep, I saw him right away.
Right over there.
With Clocky.
The Reverie Hotel's bellboy. How did he end up here? And right after Miss Acheron severed the beautiful dream. We'd better check, just to be sure.
Yeah, there is definitely something about Misha, 100%.
Perfect for me, and perfectly legal for me to stay in.
God damn it, kid. That's where I want to be. There's a lack of the lack of trash cans here is very disappointing.
You're the guest from before. We meet again! And a new friend. Forgot to introduce myself. I'm the hotel's bellboy, Misha.
Hello, Misha. I'm Welt. We met in a dream. Oh. And who might this be?
Oh, well, I can also see it.
Talk! Old friend and new friend! Let's high five!
Your, memory zone mean?
Nope. Clocky is a good friend of mine. We all live here. How did you two get here? This dreamscape isn't supposed to be open to the public. I wonder if it has something to do with Sleepy.
So, this is your home?
Yep. After my work in the beautiful dream ends, I'll go back home. Commuting used to be more convenient, but ever since travel became cumbersome, Sleepy started ferrying people back and forth between the two dreamscapes.
This Sleepy. Can you describe what it looks like?
Sleepy is a memory zone meme. Looks fierce and has many eyes. But
Ah.
it's actually really well behaved. Gallagher's been taking care of it.
Yeah, could it be?
Based on the description, that meme is indisputably death. A nightmare for the family, but for the people who live there, that couldn't be further from the truth.
Death? Not in a dream, surely. Sleepy's just a little aggressive, and sometimes messes up by fetching the wrong guess. But it would never hurt anyone.
I see. Has it brought back any guests recently? Say, in the last day or two? We're currently investigating a missing person case that occurred within the beautiful dream.
I see. Then you'll have to speak with Gallagher. But he's currently busy hosting a visitor from the Oak family and specifically asked not to be disturbed. Mr. Yang, the person you're looking for, is it Miss Robin?
Just as I thought. Considering what happened with Miss Firefly, this doesn't come as a surprise.
If you're looking for Miss Robin, I can lead the way. She told me that she'd be willing to meet with outside guests.
If it's not too much trouble. Also, we're looking for our missing companions. A woman with red hair accompanied by a girl with pink hair. Have you seen them?
Oh, I haven't. But please, rest assured. Dreamflux Reef is a small place, and it's not as bustling as the beautiful dream, but its safety is unmatched. How about this? Since it's your first time here in Dreamflux Reef, I'll be your guide and help you find your companions. And then we can all go visit Miss Robin together. She's gone to Mrs. Grace's to visit the children. She won't be leaving anytime soon, so there should be enough time.
All right then, we'll follow your plan. Well, we now know the answer to both murder cases that have caused such commotion in Penacony. As for the intentions of the mastermind behind it all, we're still none the wiser.
Yeah, I will say. Oh my gosh. So this, all those reactions that we've had, all those deaths that we've had. turns out like, oh yeah, they're alive. They're just in another place, and that's me. Yeah, nah, that's just sleepy. That's just it has many eyes. It can be a bit scary, but they're fine. So that begs the question: why? I mean, with Sunday at least, why would Gallagher bring him here? Who is Gallagher working for? I think that's going to be like the big question. Is like, who is Gallagher working for? Because they're not dead. They're not dead. They're here, but for whatever reason, we don't know yet.
Yes, and I believe their relationship with Gallagher may run deep. Why else would they be so clandestine about their discussion? Regardless, we have to find Gallagher.
Yep, you have to.
Say, you mentioned before that you saw Clocky that only you could see, right?
He was with Bisha.
Can't shake off this strange. I really still feel
Wait.
young at heart.
So do those options actually have
It's not important. We'd better just follow me.
actually lead to this conversation? I wonder, because if it did, that'd be pretty cool. Because they add numbers to it.
Look, there she is. My calculations are finally done. In another 10 system hours, the above dream will swallow the dream below. My hypothesis was correct. This place will cease to exist as the dream devours everything. Are you all and why haven't you left yet? This place is about to disappear.
What the heck? Yeah, then why aren't you leaving?
I'm Kami, a dreamscape surveyor specializing in Memoria dynamics, and this is my life's work that I'm researching.
Ugh.
See that huge gaping hole? It was just a narrow rift many years ago, but now it's grown into a giant hole. The surrounding Memoria has been flowing towards the other end of the hole at a constant velocity, slowly but surely. But the scary part is, according to my calculations, the flow rate of Memoria has recently changed, and it's faster than ever before. It's almost as if something is sucking it in from the other side. By constantly improving upon Madame Rosalina's Memoria measurement method, I've finally obtained accurate results. After 10 system hours, the Dream Flux Reef will cease to exist. Just like the melting of glaciers, everything will crumble and disintegrate. The dreams on that side of the void will fuse into one.
Please don't worry. This sort of thing has happened.
Okay.
Miss Kami isn't a bad person. She's just a bit lost in her own world.
So she's
She'll
crazy.
probably realize she's wrong soon enough.
You don't say. There was something else that piqued my interest. Who is Madame Rosalina?
Oh, do you know her too? Or are you also a fan of Memoria dynamics?
We're very interested in Madame Rosalina's achievements. Could you tell us a little more about them?
Why, of course. She's an excellent scholar of Memoria dynamics, and the first person to apply Memoria rate measurement methodology on interstellar travelers. Regrettably, due to the presence of the Garden of Recollection, ordinary people don't pay much attention to the nature of Memoria. She departed this world without much fame, leaving only a few thin journals behind. I came to Penacony to learn more about my idol, and went to great lengths to seek out Dreamflux Reef, all because this is her final resting place. Prodigies always meet their demise prematurely. If only Madame Rosalina had more time, she would have discovered a way to reverse the flow of Memoria. I felt it. The source is in the golden hour. There is a certain anomalous presence stirring the currents of the memory zone. I must uncover more concrete proof. I must convince everyone.
Does the name Madame Rosalina sound familiar to you?
Yeah, no, I don't remember this. It was probably this one, but I don't remember this.
Before we came to Penacony, the conductor had given us a list of nameless to look into. Her name was mentioned.
I completely forgot about
Seems like
that.
She did a great deal of research and calculations in Dreamflux Reef before abruptly passing away.
Miss Katie regularly mentions her. I hear Madame Razelina passed away during the prison war. She could see the Penacony of today. Its people building homes in the memory zone. I bet she'd be really happy.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
Our destination is the commercial district. That's where the largest crowds gather in Dreamflux Reef. We might be able to find the others there.
A black hole S structure spawned from the loss of Moria is ravenously feasting on an already destitute world. Thought devoid of any substance, it still exhibits the appearance of gravitational collapse in the dream. What irony. Oh, March.
Let me go!
Please, come to your senses. I'm begging you.
God damn it, is March bullying someone?
Ghost! There's a ghost! Don't come near me!
The hell?
Oh my. I'm human and so are you. Can you get a grip? Mr. Yang and Miss Trailblazer, I've been waiting for you. Quickly, come help. I bumped into a member of the family on the way here. He was so scared and I just wanted to calm him down. But...
Let me go! Let me go! I've only done good in my life. Why can't I rest in peace after death?
well, this is how it turned out.
Well, no, there's a pretty good answer now.
Haha, you're a regular comedian.
I love the Trailblazer and
Although,
Mars 7 banter.
When I first fell in, I also thought the same.
Dear guest, this is not the afterlife. This is Dreamflux Reef.
That's right. Did you hear that? Repeat after me. Dream Flux Reef.
You're talking to someone invisible. If I'm not dead, what am I? I shouldn't have pushed my luck and tried sleeping in my dream. Curiosity kills the Papeshi.
What's wrong with sleeping in dreams?
Stop asking! You'll alert the monsters. All the dead are right here. All of them.
You're not talking about the memory zone meme, are you?
Don't say that name! It's all your fault. They're coming!
Wait, what? What? Okay.
I can do this!
That's half the work. Destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Okay.
He passed out. His intense negative emotions attracted the nearby memory zone memes.
Oh, that just happens?
Gee. But why aren't the other people around here scared?
Unlike in the Sweet Dream, people here don't see memory zone memes as dangerous monsters. And even if they pose a threat, people can easily escape by forcing a wake-up call. But we can't just leave this man here. Can we take him somewhere safe?
That bench over there looks nice.
We can ask Jessie for help. I've gotten to know many locals while waiting for you guys. Everyone here is living a self-sufficient life. I don't know how to describe it, but this place feels like the real dreamscape.
See, her like a star isolation, kissing the cheeks of passerby. Okay. I thought the different kind of cheeks, but okay. This be one of the the cover of abundance. That's funny. Oh, another one. Where are you? Where are you going? What pain is there in life? What suffering is there in death? It's been one of the mysterious seven manhole covers. The manhole cover of the Hillary. Its protection manages all cold from around you. Wonderful, this must be one of the mystical seven manholes. Cover, the manhole cover of preservation. I wonder how long this update is gonna be. Like, how many hours? Because it's usually like 6 hours for like an update. So I wonder how long this will be. Probably like about the same length.
Where we split up. She can't be too far away.
That's her.
So that's how.
Damn, he looks
I
good.
never imagined we'd gather the remaining details here.
Looks like an old Connor. C.VA.
To borrow Gallagher's catchphrase, what an unpredictable twist of fate.
Himeko, here they are.
Ah, perfect timing. Now that everyone's here, I'd like to introduce everyone to Micah, who's partly in charge of the Land of the Exiles. Micah, these are my companions.
It's a pleasure. to
Sorry,
meet the nameless.
my mic cover is very dusty.
You know us?
I've been keeping an eye on you since the day you arrived in Penacony. We would have met under more appropriate circumstances if Dreamflux Reef hadn't been isolated from the 12 dreamscapes. Please, allow me to formally introduce myself. I'm Micah, the Gravekeeper of Dreamflux Reef.
Gravekeeper.
Gravekeeper?
Life in Dreamflux Reef is pretty liberating. Everyone here mostly keeps to themselves, without meddling in others' affairs. My daily task involves cleaning a few tombstones.
You're too modest, Micah. When lost dream chasers stumble upon this place, you're the one who takes care of them, guiding them back to the sweet dream, or showing them how to survive the wild dream chaos.
So, guardian of sorts.
Were you talking to me, Mr. Yang?
On that note, Mr. Mika, which tombstones are you referring to? We didn't come across any graveyard when we arrived.
They're actually just symbolic stones. But since you're curious, Mr. Yang, I'll take you there. I have a feeling you might find something of interest there. But before that, you have an important guest joining you.
Who might this guest be?
An important guest? Who could it be?
There she is.
It really is her! Miss Robin!
Hold on. Get rid of the bird first.
Everyone sang so wonderfully. It's not often that I tried this music style, but I've gained some valuable insights from it.
Oh, I can't thank you enough, Robin. Well, these kids have made incredible progress in only a few days.
It was nothing, Grace. I merely taught them how to sing.
Am I crazy, or her voice does indeed sound different from like the one where Sparkle is? Am I crazy? Or am I right?
That's right.
I might be crazy.
Whenever it's time to say goodbye to these kids, they're reluctant to leave. But I've explored every corner of Dreamflux Reef, talked to everyone I met, and they all told me the same thing. This shattered dream is not worth clinging to.
It seems you truly are a child of the Harmony. Emma and Andy
This is so shiny.
I took under my wing. Carol there, with her blind eyes, used to work at a nutrition center in the outer ring of Penacony. And as for Gary, he's been living with autism since he was a child. They're not old enough to enter the sweet dream managed by the family. If we compare people to birds, these kids are like fledglings with impaired wings. But in this dream, well, they can fly freely. Even if they stumble along the way, well, they're still relying on their own strength. And me, an old lady with no legs. Well, without this dream, I couldn't even walk toward them.
Interesting.
I'm glad that you found a new life here in Penacony. It's just...
Don't worry, Robin. Dreams have their significance, but they aren't everything. Both the children and I understand this. No matter how long we fly through this dream, we will one day return to reality. But you know what? Emma and Gary aren't plagued by their insecurities anymore. No, and Carol is learning how to cope with her blindness. And Andy is livelier than ever. Well, even I've become more optimistic.
That's good to
I say
hear.
in dreams, we learn how to live. Once we return to reality, we learn how to survive.
That's a great mindset
And should our feathers be
for this
bent,
world. This.
then we share our wings with one another. There's no need to covet an illusory sky in dreams, because we have the right and the ability to fly towards a broader horizon.
It's a relief to see you safe and sound, Miss Robin.
It's nice to see you all again, Astral Express crew. I heard my disappearance caused quite the commotion out there. I'm really sorry about that.
Since you're here, can we assume that you're fully aware of the situation in Penacony?
Ever since I returned to Penacony, my voice started to change, until it gradually faded away. At first, I thought it was a temporary ailment, perhaps due to having been away too long. I thought maybe it just takes some time for my body to acclimate to the high concentration of Memoria and Asdana. But now it seems the root of the problem goes way beyond me. There are elements around me that don't align with the harmony. Losing my voice is just one of the signs of the Sweet Dreams collapse.
The Sweet Dreams collapse. That memo keeper mentioned the same thing. So it's real.
While I was away from Penacony, the boundaries of the 12 dreamscapes kept expanding outward. But whenever I mentioned the anomalies in my dreams, all the family heads refused to talk about it. Only my brother was willing to respond. Later, I discovered the secret letters from the IPC ambassador, which further convinced me that there are hidden secrets beneath the surface of Penacony. So, following the clues in the Oak family's dossiers, I found my way here. The land of the exiles, concealed by the family under the guise of death. A dream within a dream, where Penacony's past is buried.
Hearing you speak, it sounds as if your voice has made somewhat of a recovery.
I hate to admit it, but the harmony in this place resonates more broadly than within the Sweet Dream. It's regrettable, but the family has experienced betrayal. The traitor, or traitors, abandoned their original principles and, using the name of harmony, exploited people's weaknesses to turn Penacony into the planet of festivities, trapping everyone in the illusion of the Sweet Dream. This is not the strong defending the weak, but rather the strong exploiting the weak. A world without equality won't ever be favored by the harmony. And naturally, those voices blessed by them have lost the ability to sing.
Could there be another force influencing the family's shift in philosophy, Miss Robin?
That's a good question.
Considering what happened with Acheron, it's difficult to conceive of another entity within the realm of the harmony capable of influencing everyone. Unless a power surpassing that of an emanator is involved.
I'd heard about what happened to the Cienjo Alliance, but as far as I'm aware, the family hasn't faced any such external interventions. Who knows? Perhaps I've just been away too long and missed something. Regardless, I cannot accept my home is moving towards the very opposite of what the harmony represents, while still claiming to uphold it. I must uncover the reason why Mikhail cut ties with the family, and who exactly it was who betrayed us all. Do you remember our arrangement, Mr. Micah? Well, here's my answer. I've decided to forgo my role and never step foot on the Charmony Festival stage again.
Okay. Never sit down to Charmony Festival.
Look here, brother. A little bird.
Looks like a fledgling Charmony dove. But Charmony doves don't live here. So how did this little bird get here? Maybe its parents abandoned it?
It looks weak and frail. Why don't we find something soft and make a nest for it?
This place is too dangerous for a fledgling. Let's take it with us. We can put it on the wooden shelf in front of your window.
Okay. A bird like that must have a beautiful singing voice. But where will it live?
I'll ask the family head to build a cage for it.
A cage? But then it won't have the freedom to fly, right?
Let's see. What is it that has captured the attention of the two best interpreters of the Great One? To the point that they've forgotten how to enjoy their dessert. Oh, poor little thing. Doesn't look like it's doing well. Do you want to rescue it?
I do. But I don't want to lock it up in a cage.
Why?
Oh, that voice,
Even if
man.
it's small and not very
That's a scary voice.
It didn't come into this world just to be locked up in a cage. Birds. They should be flying free in the sky.
That's quite the romantic idea. And what about you, a young scholar? Do you agree with your sister?
I think she's right. But if we leave it out in the wild, it won't survive for more than a few days at best.
Ah, I see. It seems our little scholar is still a bit unsure. Well, let me tell you youngsters a story.
Ooh, story time. Story time.
As you probably know, Charmony doves can fly through the air. When they fly really high, the friction caused by the flapping of their feathers against the atmosphere creates amazing lights, so that they look like shooting stars. We've seen this spectacle so many times that we think it's just something they can naturally do. But that's not the truth. Their radiant display is the result of countless struggles against nature over generations. Their ancestors were too weak to survive on the ground, so to escape predators, they started seeking new opportunities in the air. After countless attempts by many generations, one of them finally figured out how to fly. It soared into the sky and never looked back at the ground again.
So, you mean birds aren't born to fly, but they find a way to do it through their determination, right?
Well, that's an idealistic way.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts, Sunday?
I think people believe birds are meant to fly because they've never seen those birds.
Jeez. That's bleak. Holy.
That's an interesting perspective. So, have you decided what to do with the bird now?
For now, I'll keep it in a cage until it can take care of itself because I want it to live, no matter what.
This is interesting.
Well,
Two different opinions
it
in like
seems each of you
gold
has found
text.
your own answer. Your
Very interesting.
insights are truly remarkable. And I hope they come true in your way.
We will take good care of it. Won't we, brother?
Yeah. But, Mr. Gopherwood, there's one thing I don't quite understand.
And what might that be, my son?
What if this little Charmony dove never learns to fly in the end? I mean, if there are fledglings in this world that can never fly throughout their lives, should we let them go back to the sky, only to see them crash to the ground and die?
Talking in your sleep, Birdie? Time to wake up.
Oh, Sunday.
Huh? Need a hand?
I'm still alive?
Yeah. Happy about that.
Where is Robin? Tell me. Now.
I knew that was going to be the first thing you'd ask. Don't worry, your sister is here, safe and sound. She's probably walking around the streets now. If I were you, I'd be more worried about myself. After all, right in front of you is the guy who just stabbed you in the chest with a dagger.
If you wanted to kill me, you wouldn't give me the chance to speak. Just tell me your demands, lackey of the Watchmaker.
So, you figured out who I am, huh? No wonder you had the guts to go against the Dream Master and the Four Families. Looks like I made the right choice.
Choice?
You are aware of my plan and see through my act. Time is running out, so let's drop the charades. I'm suggesting we cooperate.
Cooperate? What makes you think I'd cooperate with you?
Yeah, you haven't given him a good reason yet.
The fact that the famous Robin has chosen my side. Plus, some clues about a traitor and a bright future for Penacony. Any of that catch your interest?
Who is this traitor?
I find it hard to believe.
Who is this traitor?
Deception.
Is he somebody we
Fine.
know?
You don't have to trust me. What you should trust is the sense of justice inside of you.
Ambition. Interesting. Very interesting.
Show me Robin first.
All right, as you wish. Here she is.
Huh?
What's your trick this time?
Just kidding. I mean, this lady will lead us to Robin, right?
She's angry.
And the crew, too. There are too many people who you owe an explanation.
That'd be great. Please follow me, Honorable Oak family head. Now, all the actors are on the stage.
Where is the story going? I genuinely don't know. Oops. I genuinely don't know where the story is going.
This is the monument I mentioned earlier.
So, yeah.
Should be familiar to all of you.
Compared to 2.1, I genuinely don't know this one is going to be going. Which is exciting.
Penacony was known as a frontier prison. It was the trailblazers who connected it with the stars. They were the heroes who saved Astana, and their names deserve to be immortalized, not just on this small stone tablet, but in the annals of history for all of time. However, today, the planet of festivities is nothing but sweet dreams. That heavy piece of history is all a distant memory. Just like that prison.
If their names are inscribed here, then that means...
According to Micah, they died long ago.
Rosalina was killed during the War of Independence. She ventured alone into the heart of the star system to investigate the flow of Memoria, but she never returned. Tiernan was a skilled gunslinger, strong and reliable. He led the people through countless battles, but he didn't live long enough to witness the arrival of true peace. In the decade following the war, Penacony faced challenges internal and external. To protect Asdana, Tiernan took up the way of the Trailblaze and led the Lampmoth family to explore beyond the system, only to be surrounded and wiped out by the Swarm.
Though I had expected as much, the tales of these heroes truly are sorrowful.
True to the title of Trailblazer, they spent their lives venturing into the unknown. But what about this tablet? There are no names carved on it.
When Dreamflux Reef was created, its owner was still alive. However, he insisted on erecting a monument for himself, saying that it will happen someday. Here we meet again. Everyone from the Astral Express.
Robin.
Okay. So many people to talk to. Okay.
Huh. The atmosphere sure is livened up with all these people in here.
Where's the Astral Express?
Well, I did my job. I gathered everyone here. Gallagher will explain the rest to you. Take care.
I want Micah to be a character. He looks cool. I like Micah's design. He looks like Gallagher, just with more facial hair. We need more people with facial hair, Hoyoverse.
There's no need for words. You're safe, and that's all that matters.
What about Sunday? Okay, it's the
No
same.
need for words.
Okay. Firefly.
I brought Gallagher here. It's time to face the truth.
Okay. Well, let's do this because I'm very hungry.
I promised to give the siblings some privacy, so let's talk about our business first. What do you say?
That sounds sensible enough. Since you went through the trouble of gathering the family head, the crew, and the Stellaron hunters, I'm guessing you have something important to say, Mr. Gallagher?
Oh, is it that obvious?
Nah, it wasn't obvious at all.
Practically screaming, I'm the one who did all this.
Well, that is true.
You're right, Mr. Yang. It is indeed time to come clean on everything. The siblings already know what they need to, and they've made their choice. But you, Nameless, arrived a bit late. So it's only fair that I answer your questions. Before we begin, let me reintroduce myself. I'm the founder of Dreamflux Reef, the deputy of the Watchmaker, and the one who sent out that invitation.
Holy.
As Gallagher, the history fictionologist, I humbly extend my greetings to you all.
Okay.
History fictionologist?
Nah.
So what? Everything you told us was made up?
Well, don't worry. Almost everything I shared was true. Well, except for the part about the family accepting me back.
I double-checked with Micah, and everything he said about the family, the Watchmaker, and Mikhail is true.
Thank you for your understanding. Now let's get down to business. I'm sure you're all wondering why I went through the trouble of setting up this battle for the legacy, inviting different factions and stirring up a ruckus all over Penacony. Well, it all boils down to something very familiar to all of you. The Stellaron.
Of course, of course.
Stellaron? But how is that possible? Penacony is a free-flowing interstellar hub. There are no signs of contamination whatsoever.
You're totally correct. So, care to take a guess at what that means? I wish that were the truth. But if that were the case, I wouldn't have invited all of you. The sweet dream doesn't come out of thin air. If you think of the memory zone as the sea, creating the land of the dreams is like filling that wild ocean with earth to make an island. To achieve this feat, without the help of an emanator of remembrance or enigmata, the only way is to use a Stellaron. And that's not something you can achieve with a simple wish. It requires
requires vast quantities of knowledge, time, and manpower. I'm sure you get what I'm hinting at.
Not really, I'll be
In
honest.
Astana, the planet of festivities itself is a Stellaron disaster.
Huh.
The planet of festivities itself is a Stellaron disaster?
It all started a long time ago, back when the Watchmaker and his crew liberated the frontier prison. They faced countless challenges as they began building Penacony from the ground up. That's when the idea of using the Stellaron came into play.
Okay.
The Stellaron first entered the Asdana system during the war. The Nameless warned everyone against the folly of attempting to tamper with such a power, and most heeded their words. But there are always people in the shadows with ulterior motives. The turning point came after Tiernan's death. With two of the Nameless gone, the Watchmaker had to go to the front lines. It was at that moment his rivals saw an opportunity. By the time a representative from the Montour Systems family arrived at the Watchmaker's call, the Stellaron had already been activated and was seeping into the primordial synesthesia dreamscape.
And I suppose the family happened to possess the knowledge to seal the Stellaron?
Not just that. They knew far more about the Stellaron than the average person. They helped Mikhail swiftly quell the civil unrest and played a part in building Penacony under the disguise of the Harmony. Those 3 eras were known as the Age of Dreaming. The Watchmaker, who had been left in the dark, sent out invitations across the universe, spreading the hype around the land of the dreams.
Then, how did they turn against each other?
Remember the island in the ocean metaphor? The truth is, the Stellaron was never truly sealed. It existed in a different form within the dreamscape. Think about this. What would it cost to create and maintain such a lavish dreamland? It's people's lives. The opulent dream is built upon the decay of spirits, with a toxic elixir called pleasure flowing through the dreamscape. It tempts people to indulge in the dreamscape, and gradually their minds succumb, becoming nourishment for the sweet dream. Confusion, laziness, and cowardice, weaknesses that plague humanity, were magnified and nourished by the family. Penacony became a new kind of prison, even more impenetrable than the previous one. Sadly, we realized this far too late. By then, the family had a firm grip on Penacony, swiftly quelling any opposition that arose.
I think I understand what's going on. It's just a lot.
End, I had to use the power of the Enigmata and sought refuge in this chaotic realm. Over the years, I created a meme within this dream for our use. Dormancy. That's its real name. We exploited a loophole. You see, regular people can't fall asleep again while they are inside the dreamscape.
So this is the true meaning of the impossible. You sent out invitations in the Watchmaker's name to find forces capable of resolving the Stellaron disaster and draw them into Penacony to uncover the truth.
It's not just that. Above all, I wanted to see what happens when the major factions engage in a struggle for the legacy. Since this is the Watchmaker's first announcement in decades, the traitor within the family is bound to reveal themselves.
Okay, hold on. I just want to make sure I understand everything. So if I were to understand what's going on, so basically the whole of Penacony is sort of like, it is a Stellaron disaster, but not like a normal Stellaron disaster. It's like, it's a Stellaron disaster in the sense that the family is using the Stellaron to create this sort of like dreamscape, and it hold on. So actually seal is different from within the script. Think about it as what it would cost to create and maintain such a lavish dreamland. People's lives is built upon the decay of spirits with toxicity they call pleasure flowing through the dreamscape tempts people to indulge in dreamscape and gradually their minds succumb become nourishment. So okay. So it's not sealed, it's just controlled by the dreamscape people Dreamscape, yeah, Dreamscape. So by selling people that this is like a dream, you're able to live like your dream and stuff. In return, the world sort of like sucks away your life force in order to create this sort of like dream. And so slowly and slowly, people start to, like, their bodies start to decay and they slowly start to die. But because they're living in a dream, they probably don't realize this, or they probably don't mind it because they're living in a dream. So that's how. So it is a Stellaron disaster, just not in a conventional sense, like the one in Belobog or the one in the Lawful. At least that's how I interpret this. I could be totally wrong, but that's how I interpret this. There's a lot of stuff going on.
So, the legacy is just a facade.
If you want to consider the Stellaron as the legacy, I'm totally fine with that.
If that's the case, where is the Stellaron now?
That's a question for Mr. Wings. The Stellaron is still under the family's control, and as the head of the Oak family, I'm sure he holds all the answers. Are you done talking? So, will you tell us where the Stellaron is?
It is the Penacony Grand Theater itself.
As I suspected, it's the embodiment of the family. The edifice that first materialized within the Sweet Dream. That's what turned Penacony into its current state.
As for the person who employed its power, it is in fact Mr. Gopherwood, the current Dream Master.
Well, that was easier than I thought. Did you conduct your own investigation already?
Correct. When I was trying to track down the person who murdered my sister, apart from you, Gopherwood was my second suspect.
Confronting me first turned out to be a smart move on your part.
I didn't have other options. The Dream Master has been elusive, and even the heads of the families can hardly get an audience with him. Moreover, Mr. Gopherwood has been kind to my sister and me. And I didn't want it all to end like this.
What do you mean by that?
To be honest, my brother and I are also victims of the cancer of all worlds. We grew up as orphans, and were adopted by the family when they came to help. Mr. Gopherwood recognized our potential and brought us to Penacony. But I can't just stand by and watch Mr. Gopherwood become an enemy of the Harmony. I won't use my voice to support an evil cause. I won't step on that stage and sing, no matter who the traitor is, or what orders they give me. I won't let the Charmony Festival become an event that destroys Harmony itself, or the paradise in our dreams.
Indeed. For the paradise in our dreams.
Why are you looking like that?
The Oak family. I'm responsible for ensuring Penacony's promising future. Robin and I will head into the Sweet Dream and confront the Dream Master. And if it turns out that the family has truly strayed from the Harmony, I'll fight alongside you. We'll put the Charmony Festival on hold and make sure Mr. Gopherwood pays for his blood debt.
The enemies you are about to face aren't like this old dog here, who can barely even bark. Since our interests are aligned, why don't we team up? Maybe, just maybe, we'll have a shot at success.
We have always been following in the footsteps of our nameless predecessors, and there's no reason to stop now.
Yeah, we Nameless won't back down from a challenge. Isn't that right, Miss Trailblazer?
Nah, I'm choosing the funny one, but hold on. Is it because?
Come on,
Okay,
don't crack jokes at such a
that's just a
serious
number.
moment.
Okay.
Rest assured, sitting on the sidelines isn't in our nature. Mr. Sunday, Miss Robin, I'm willing to accompany you on behalf of the Astral Express. Having a third party present should help with negotiations, and could make all the difference if things get ugly.
Thank you, Mr. Yang.
Thank you all very much.
The Charmony Festival is about to start, and time is against us. We must hasten.
Everyone, let's gather over here. We still need to make some preparations.
Back here again.
Sometimes I feel like you're still alive, old friend. Like you've still got so much to say and do. I've kept my promise. Brought the future trailblazers you've waited so long for. I don't know why you were so obsessed with that train, but I remember your last words. Don't let us down, old man.
What's happening?
Go ahead. His resting place lies in the garden up ahead. The first and last nameless of Penacony. Mikhail Char
So it is Mikhail, yeah.
the Watchmaker.
I have the goosebumps. Okay. Okay. Beneath the sea surface, a memory zone, a garden and a claws closest to the full moon in the water, and elderly man rests on a recliner, enveloping down the silence. The watchmaker, Mikhail Charlotte Wilp, has passed into the endless timeless dream where no sound could ever wake him.
Sure enough, the Watchmaker is the third nameless.
Oh, damn.
And I could guess that one.
The legacy he left behind was a dream bubble. I believe inside that bubble, there's something that holds meaning only for the nameless. After all, when I checked its contents, I found nothing inside. Maybe some trailblaze runes? Even more mysterious than me.
Well, let's have a look.
As the word cease, Himiko nods ever so slightly in your direction. You take a deep breath, steady your mind, turn your gaze towards the watchmaker. Touch the dream bubble. You press your hands against the dream bubble, and the thick, viscous memorial converges into your under the strain, then stretches outward from your fingertips as if weaving a delicate web. It gently cradles your palm. A chill travels from your fingertips, carrying with it a myriad of vibrant and intertwined memories experience would suggest. But this time, you see nothing at all. Try to focus. The dream bubble is clearly extraordinary. Perhaps the approach was wrong. You think, holding your breath and closing your eyes. With one knee on the ground, you press your forehead against the thin film coated in memoria. Yet before you, there remains an abyss of darkness, no crimson sun descending upon snow-capped mountains, no gentle laughter, no twinkling stars, no echoes of swords clashing, and most of all, no traces of trailblaze. There is nothing. Nothing is there, and indubitably, this is but an empty dream bubble.
Wait, what's going on? Seriously? There's nothing inside this dream bubble? How could a dream bubble be empty?
Just as I suspected. That old man always had this strange belief in the nameless and the trailblaze. And I never understood where he got that confidence from. Especially since he never managed to get in touch with the Express while he was alive. I could never figure out what was going on in that old man's head. But this empty dream bubble is so typical of him. He was always full of weird fantasies and incomprehensible romanticism. That mischievous old man. Well, I Didn't expect him to leave anything concrete behind anyway.
Don't think that's the case, Gallagher. I'm sure Mikhail has left us the most precious thing of all.
Don't start getting all philosophical on me, all right?
Just as Mikhail believes in the nameless of the future, we unconditionally believe in the nameless of the past. How could they leave with regrets for the future when they were ready to dedicate their lives to the land they loved? There must be something contained in this dream bubble. It's just we haven't figured it out yet. You also have faith in the Watchmaker, don't you, Gallagher?
Well, I'm a follower of the Enigmata. My philosophy forbids me to have faith in anything. That's why I understand what faith means in the path of Trailblaze. And I also want to know what he left behind. I'll leave it to you guys then.
Can I borrow your pet? I need to make a trip back to Golden Hour and check something at the Dreamscape sales store. It's for Mikhail, and for the future of Penacony.
Boot Hill.
Welcome to the Reverie Hotel. How may I help you?
Greetings. We're the Nameless from the Astral Express, and we'd like to check in.
The Astral Express? But I thought...
Yes, my companion's already checked in. My name is Dan Hung, and I believe my personal information is recorded in your system.
I see, but your companion said you wouldn't be coming due to a change of plans.
Now the plans have changed again.
And you are...
Me? I'm Pom-Pom. New Nameless was also with the Astral Express.
That's hilarious.
My fellow Trailblazer. We responded to the family's invitation before he boarded the express, so he wasn't registered in your system. Is it possible to accommodate him as well?
Oh, I see. Another one of the Nameless had a similar situation. Seems like a lot of people are joining the Trailblaze these days. Since there's a precedent, it shouldn't be a problem. Just give me a second to contact your companions. I'm sorry, dear guests, but it seems I'm unable to reach the other members of the Astral Express.
What do you mean by unable to reach them?
My apologies. This is the first time I've encountered a situation like this. However, the system indicates that those guests are still in the dreamscape.
How about this? Give me their room number, and we'll go check on them ourselves.
I'm afraid that's not possible. I need to verify both of your identities before I can share any guest information.
How about you just wake up someone? Let's say, Welt?
I'm sorry, but there are strict rules regarding forced awakening. It cannot be done without the proper clearance.
So nothing works, huh? What's your solution then? Are you saying we sleep here? At the reception?
I love how much of a cowboy he sounds. I love that rootin' tooted, guns blazing character.
And now it seems you need
It's just a
to confirm our
shame.
identities before you can contact our companions.
It's just a shame that I won't be rolling for him.
It seems so.
Fudge. Nothing personal, but if you can't handle this, go find someone else who can, okay?
Please calm down, dear guests. I do recall that Mr. Sunday, the Oak family head, personally handled this issue earlier. Oh, please wait a moment while I contact him.
I don't think she's trying to give us a hard time. She really just doesn't know what to do.
I have a bad feeling about this. You tried to contact them on the express earlier, but they didn't respond.
Something doesn't seem right. I need to leave for a moment. You can stay here with the reception.
Sure thing. Just don't keep me waiting forever. Don Hung seems pretty worried about his companions. I should give him some space. Stressing out about it won't help anything.
Okay, we're using Boot Hill. I do like this though, that they're allowed in the story because they're giving us a chance to use these characters.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey, I have an order for a bottle of Hasdana's White Oak. Can you help us find it?
Hasdana's White Oak? I think there might be a misunderstanding. We don't serve that here.
Oh, no way. Are you sure you're not mistaken?
If someone had reserved such a beverage, I would definitely remember it. It sells for hundreds of thousands of credits per bottle, after all. I couldn't afford to cover for such an item if it were broken or lost.
That's strange. Well, could it be that the memo keeper couldn't afford it?
Then what should we do now?
No need to rush. Well, let's grab some drinks first. Maybe I arrived too early and he hasn't come yet. Let's see what kind of juice malts you all have here. Well, give me a glass of Hinam Valley, 40 years. I'll have it neat. No ice.
No ice.
Wow, that's the most expensive one on the list. You have a taste for the finer things.
It's on the house, anyway.
What can I get for you?
Anything you recommend is fine.
Wait, can Dahan drink?
Then I would recommend today's special, Glass Village. It's classic Soul Glad mixed with Laboom juice.
Laboom,
it's
huh?
refreshing and suits your cool demeanor. Just 1 minute.
This flavor. Dynamite barbecue with rocket fuel. Ooh, really hits the spot. Truly the finest sherry cask aged malt juice in the cosmos.
Dynamite barbecue with rocket fuel. Is that really something that humans enjoy?
Hey, this guy doesn't know anything at all.
As long as you're satisfied, dear guests, please enjoy.
Let's give the memo keeper another half system hour. If she doesn't show up, we'll need to come up with a new plan. In the meantime, let's take stock of the situation. What do you think?
The situation is unclear. Something must have happened on the planet of festivities, but the public is unaware of it. Someone in a position of power within the family must be covering it up. It's unusual for the followers of the Harmony to invite other factions, let alone the IPC and the Masked Fools. If what you said about the Emanator of the Nihility is true, the situation in Penacony is a little complicated, to say the least.
Actually, there's something else I'm concerned about. Regarding Acheron.
Oh.
As you know, the faction that follows the path of the Hunt are some of the most dangerous folks in the cosmos to mess with. I mean, who in their right mind would impersonate the Xianzhou Alliance or the Galaxy Rangers? It's like asking for a death wish.
Well...
Isn't there a saying among the Xianzhou people that the Rainbow Sect lets their Lux arrow do all the beating?
Talking. Do all the talking.
Well, you know what I mean. Even though the Galaxy Rangers have been out of sight for years, we've been keeping an eye on this region. Even the dumbest criminals know better than to mess with the Annihilation Gang, much less the Rangers. But that Acheron lady, she doesn't seem like a lunatic at all. On the contrary, she's highly logical and organized. She knows exactly when to hold back and when to strike without mercy.
Just want to make sure I'm recording.
And you believe that someone like her would have an ulterior motive for impersonating a Galaxy Ranger?
I'm not entirely sure, but I do have my suspicions. Maybe she knows a Galaxy Ranger, or perhaps she's trying to lure us out for some reason, which I can't figure out.
Anyway, what worries me more are the anomalies within the family. They've summoned followers from various paths for the festival. No matter how generous such a gesture is, this move seems highly unusual. Unless the invitations weren't sent by them. If that's the case, it's even more intriguing that the family insists on organizing the Charmony Festival, despite the chaos.
Yeah, what is the Charmony Festival for then?
Maybe.
I'm assuming it's like a regular thing.
Harmony pulling the strings. You find it beyond human understanding because it wasn't arranged by humans at all. People do stupid things out of irrational impulses. They abandon their principles when self-interest is involved.
That is true.
They believe in things they know they shouldn't, and fudge, they break their own rules.
I love the cursing.
But eons don't. They stick to their determined path and never turn back, even if they reach a dead end.
You think Shippei's will is behind all this?
Can Shippei be behind this?
Not necessarily be Shippei. There's definitely some higher entity involved. I know it may sound pessimistic.
I suppose that makes sense.
Free will were reliable. Why would we even need Galaxy Rangers? It's much simpler when you boil it down to the eons and paths. Like how Lon always follows the path of the hunt, or how the Express stays true to the Trailblaze despite Akavilli's disappearance.
But in my opinion, Akavilli's fall holds significance for the Nameless.
Oh, so you're saying the Nameless now have to take responsibility for their own choices because their absolutely right leader is gone?
Exactly. I believe the purpose of the journey isn't just about following a path that's always considered absolutely right. It's more about doing your best to choose the right path for yourself among countless possibilities, even with limited insight and judgment.
Yeah, I like that mindset a lot.
What you've been through, but I agree that people must take responsibility for their choices, because no one else can do it for them. That's why the Galaxy Rangers need to uncover the imposter and figure out her true intentions. Just in case. I have a backup plan if the Memo Keeper doesn't show up. This is my final backup plan. I promise.
You sure have a lot of cards up your sleeve.
Well, going back to my old career would make things a lot easier.
What old career?
By the way, when you were walking around the hotel, did you happen to see any important looking guests?
What's your plan?
It's simple. We
Oh my god.
hostages and use them as bargaining chips with the family. Or maybe we can even take their identities.
No need for that. We'll return to the Express now.
Wait. Are you getting scared? Draw your weapon. Let's make a big scene.
Are you leaving, esteemed guests? Would you like to cancel that Asdona's White Oak you just ordered?
Huh? As Donna's White Oak. But didn't you just say?
Ha ha. Looks like you are intoxicated,
Black Swan,
esteemed
changing
guests.
the memories.
You ordered a bottle of Asdona's White Oak just a moment ago.
Looks like your Memo Keeper friend has finally arrived.
Oh, right. Sorry, my memory's not the best. You know, too many modifications and all. Anyway, let me check.
He has a bullet earring.
Fork me. It says Donna's White Oak.
It's so
all right.
weird hearing Fork read.
There's a note. I'll be waiting for you on the astral.
No mistake.
That's
Her
hilarious.
message to you. She knew the hotel wasn't safe, so she suggested we find another place.
Well, looks like we took a detour, but now it's back to the Astral Express. So, what are we waiting for? Let's go.
Are these supposed to be his nipples? Well, no, nipples should be a bit higher.
You're back? Two guests just boarded saying they were looking for Boot Hill.
Two
I
guests.
told them to wait in the parlor car.
Two guests.
Oh, just in time.
Who's the other one?
2 guests?
Yeah, or two. Look, we welcome all passengers on the Astral Express, but sneaking in like that, you have no regard for etiquette.
My apologies, conductor. It was an oversight on my part. I assumed you were already acquainted with the garden. Given the chaotic situation in Penacony, the Nameless are the only ones we can truly trust right now.
You are the memo keeper.
Pleased to meet you, Dan Hung. I've seen you in others' memories. And as for Boot Hill, this is our first face-to-face meeting. I hope you enjoyed.
Gosh, she's so pretty.
Donna's White Oak. You sure have a refined taste.
Finally, Memo Keeper. Well, let's cut to the chase. Spill everything you know.
That's precisely what I intend to do. But before that, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Black Swan, and I serve the Garden of Recollection as a memo keeper. As for
I think
our own story,
I think the timing is a bit off.
I'm sure she
I'm
knows
starting to
better
notice it
than I do.
in every update.
Greetings. I'm
The timing is a bit off sometimes.
You Garden of Recollection shirtbag. You betrayed me.
I apologize, but she did that at my request. Due to certain reasons, I have been exiled by the family. Thankfully, this memo keeper came to my aid and helped me escape their surveillance unnoticed.
To be honest, it was more like stalking than helping. And the process was far from unnoticed. But we did escape.
I asked her to guide me to a place beyond the family's reach and to contact a few trustworthy individuals, namely all of you.
Trustworthy? Son of a nice lady. You think I'm dumb or something?
The cursing.
How about this? I'll put a few bullet holes in your head and see what secrets spill out. Then, we can talk about trust.
It doesn't have to be like that. I'm willing to answer all your questions, but not right now. If my cover hadn't been blown, we might have had more time, but at the moment, we don't have any other options.
No other options? What do you mean?
This is the only way I can ensure everyone's safety. I kindly request an immediate warp jump out of the Astana star system.
This passenger is requesting...
As far as I can tell, she's not a threat and seems to be telling the truth.
But why though?
I've briefly traveled with your companions and know their whereabouts, Don Hung. Please rest assured, your nameless companions are safe, but they need our help. As for Boot Hill, you may have guessed. I've been waiting for you. Galaxy Rangers are known for their elusive nature and limited contact with each other, so this was the only way I could reach out to you. Only by doing this can I find a true Galaxy Ranger and fulfill a long-standing promise.
Which is...
To return his relics to their rightful owner. Someone once told me
I'm getting goosebumps.
that every
What
Ranger
is happening?
a gift from the heavens. A sign of their mercy upon the world.
Okay.
Raindrops are said to be the tears of the gods, shed in response to the sorrows of the world. Their constant pouring is a reminder that the gods haven't abandoned us yet. So, how long has this rain been going on for?
I used to believe, just like you, that it would eventually stop. Years and decades passed. And in the end, such hope faded away before the rain did. Looks like the god you mentioned doesn't exist after all.
As he spoke, the old man's gaze remained fixed on the distance amidst the fine drizzle of black rain counter side the way high from the sea, shrouded in an ethereal mist.
Let me share a story. Mortals who walk the paths are like sailors on a vast ocean, leaving behind a trail that creates countless ripples of possibilities. These ripples last longer than the fleeting lifetimes of humans.
Mm-hmm.
And for some, their presence leaves such a strong mark that it's reflected in the waves.
Like those shadows on the ocean.
Sinthirsters, the obsessions of the Pathstriders, they emerge from the depths of IX, seeing themselves as masters of their own destiny, unknowingly repeating the actions of their past lives. They emerge from the nihility and head toward it, leading purposeless lives. However, these hollow phantoms, they were once my dear companions. A group of Galaxy Rangers.
Are you watching over them?
Watching over them? No. I'm guiding them toward transcendence. It was a brutal war. A crusade that shook the universe. The universe witnessed the fall of Zulo, the Lord Ravager, but it came at a price. A price so hefty that only those who were there still remember. The unwavering determination of the Hunt followers persists even.
Okay, I get what you mean then.
So someone must guide these lost souls to their life beyond. They were heroes in their time.
So
Shouldn't be reduced to mere puppets of nihility.
So if I understand it correctly, we're at like sort of like Ixis, like the domain of like nihility, let's say. There was a war between like and a lot of Galaxy Rangers who followed the hunt. These people died, but their spirit to follow the path still lingers, and somehow that feeling converted them into like the followers of nihility, if I'm understanding correctly, because I don't really know what nihility actually means, so do correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I understand, which I find pretty interesting.
As for me, I have suffered too many losses on that battlefield to advance any further. And that makes me the most
fitting person to carry out this task.
But you know, these sin thirsters, they're not who they used to be.
Does this seem pointless to you? Well, some tasks have to be done, even if they are pointless.
Yep.
I can help you.
For what?
For the meaning of the nihility. That's what I've been seeking.
I see. After all, this realm is off limits to ordinary souls, right? Thank you, stranger. I wish that you find what you seek.
Before we part ways, I have one more question. It is true that their actions and even their entire lives may seem pointless from our perspective. But if, and it's just an if this is what the departed ones expected, should we try to change it?
A good question. And a profound one. I don't know the answer.
Yeah, it's a very difficult question.
What I do know is that one day I too will pass away. And when I bid farewell to this world, someone will stand at my grave and place a bouquet of flowers on it.
Damn, okay. 9 system hours, ref.
When I appeared as a child, my speech, mindset, and soul reflected immaturity and innocence. As I grew into adulthood, I left behind my childlike side.
I humbly request your blessings, esteemed advocate of Shipe.
Come to me, my kinship. I have sought their presence with us.
As you wish. I have faithfully served the Alfalfa family for nearly a decade, promoting the path of the harmony to the best of my ability. However, I made a mistake yesterday. While I was preparing dinner for the family head, I accidentally dropped a prepared dish on the floor. Out of laziness, I lied and claimed that everything was ready. Although the head has dismissed me as punishment, it has been tough to sleep with the guilt still gnawing at me, as I worried that the seeds of evilness may have taken root in my soul. So, I confess to you now, to seek atonement for my sins.
Do you sincerely repent and vow to change your ways?
Yes.
Have you examined your soul and confessed all your sins?
Yes.
Are you willing to accept the process of atonement?
Yes.
Very well. Show your dedication and goodwill to the family, and you shall be reinstated among them. Now, please, leave in peace.
Oh, praise Shipe. And thank you, esteemed advocate.
Next, please step forward.
Why is he handling a confession booth?
I wholeheartedly confess to you. Please, pardon my sins.
Rest assured, I have implored their presence to be with us. As long as you are sincere, absolution will be granted.
You know what this scene reminds me of? The scene in Konosuba, where Kazuma and was confessing to Aqua.
I arrived in Penacony as a stowaway.
And every confession scene I see reminds me of that scene.
My house, my land,
It makes me chuckle every time.
my 2 children.
I see. Please, go on.
My children were starving, and I hoped they'd have a chance at survival if they became slaves here. If I can strike it rich here, I'll lift them out of that situation and give them the life they deserve. But the Bloodhound family got wind of it. They're on my tail, hunting me down. I thought I could bring my kids here. It was all my fault. All my fault.
The family is ready to forgive all sinners. I'll ask the Bloodhound family to cease their pursuit. You don't need to live in fear anymore.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'll work my hardest to redeem my children and make them part of the family. Praise the harmony.
Okay. I'm a bit disturbed by this scene.
Please step
How
forward.
fanatic everyone is.
Long time no see, Mr. Sunday.
Ha.
The most esteemed individual in Penacony, and the next leader of the Oak family, right?
I have sought their presence with us. Let us proceed.
Sure. Let's just get this over with. I have sinned. Please forgive me. I wasted half a pizza at breakfast and a bottle of soda.
Burn him.
That's it. Nothing more.
Burn him.
I've got a robo-ball game to catch.
Burn him on a stake. What madman wastes a pizza? How? No.
Do you seek
pizza.
to atone for your sins through good deeds?
I haven't had pizza in such a long time. I'd kill for a pizza right now.
Started to sound like a saint, huh? Well, let me tell you something. Neither the family nor you have the right to judge me. You think nobody knows what your precious family has done? About the watchmaker? Huh? Don't kid yourself, Featherbrain. Those dream chasers might be fooled by your act, but don't fool yourself. Before you start spouting off your holy verses, answer me this. Where does the power of the Oak family come from? And your power? What makes you think you can sit there all high and mighty, looking down on everyone else?
Asking the good questions.
I've spent enough time in confession today to enter the Harmony's paradise, right? I'll take my leave. Good luck with your election, and don't make me regret my investments in you.
Jeez.
Oh, revered triple-faced soul, hear my doubts. Who can judge the strong when their power...
Sorry, I'm checking the audio.
Who
Okay.
can vouch for the weak when they will pay any price to survive? Who can comfort the purest souls
Yeah, I think this
when
would
even
be
they get led
good
astray?
spot.
If the strong defending the weak is truly the foundation of paradise, then who is responsible for the suffering and anguish in this wretched world?
That's something people do ask.
Brother? Brother?
If there is a God,
Are you alright?
why is there so much suffering, right? I mean, we all have our beliefs. I have
I'm working
mine.
long hours,
People have theirs.
and I just made a trip to Dreamflux Reef and back. So, I'm a bit out of sorts. But it'll all be over before we know it.
You've been working non-stop on the Charmony Festival, Mr. Sunday, and no one could have predicted this incident. Even if the Stellaron does pose a grave threat, I still feel sorry for all the trouble we've caused you.
No need to worry about troubling anyone. The Charmony Festival was meant to spread joy and harmony across the cosmos. But now that we know the truth, I'm afraid we'll have to cancel it.
Good. Cancel it.
It has always been our wish to make everyone happy, so...
It's not good.
We'll do our best to explain everything to the Dream Master. I'm sure he'll understand.
Yeah, right.
Even if the negotiation does not go smoothly, I'll refuse to go on stage. Without the Chord Master, the Harmonious Choir would not arrive, and the Charmony Festival would be just a grand performance, and nothing more.
I'm relieved to see your determination. You know, since arriving in Penacony, we haven't had any contact with this Dream Master himself. I'd heard of the heads of the 5 major lineages, but the Dream Master is a mystery to me.
The Dream Master rarely grants an audience, even for us. But, given the urgency of the situation, he's agreed to meet us in person.
Perhaps you'll be the first guest to meet the Dream Master in years, Mr. Yang.
Let's hope we can reach a consensus that satisfies everyone.
Let's hope.
Indeed. Let us hope
But
so.
obviously it's not gonna go smoothly.
We'll have to get ready for the meeting. I apologize for any inconvenience caused by the urgency.
Don't worry. I'll be waiting here.
It's Mr. Sunday!
Let's wait here for the Dream Master to arrive.
Okay. By the way, brother, I heard you no longer have a sweet tooth. Back when we were kids, you used to steal my desserts. Seems like a lot has changed during my absence. What exactly...
How long were you two separated then?
Well, someone has to stay awake even in this sweet dream.
But that someone doesn't have to be you, or anyone in particular. You're carrying too much on your shoulders, brother.
There's very little combat so far, which is really great. It's just complete story.
Penacony is nothing more than a dream.
I do want to try
It
Boot
can't
Hill,
erase the worries
but
and pain of
I
reality,
prefer this a lot more.
or bring true happiness.
Give me more story.
It only offers an escape from reality. Nothing more.
Remember the old man we met earlier? Without this dream, he might have completely lost himself.
That might be true, but even without Penacony, he could have chosen another path. As far as I know, the Intelligentsia Guild has been promoting their rehabilitation techniques for a long time now. That path may have been more ordinary and challenging, but now he is receiving hospice care in a comatose state, and his fate is sealed. Is Penacony granting these people a future? Or is it taking it away from them?
Well, don't forget this. Not everyone really has a future. The future for humanity is like the sky for birds. People mistakenly believe that flight is inherent to birds because they've never witnessed those birds crashing to their death. Do you remember how we took in that little Charmony dove when we were young?
Yeah. We took care of it. Provided food and water, groomed its feathers. And later, when I decided to leave Penacony, I opened the cage and set it free.
Well, I didn't mention what happened to it in my letters because I didn't want to upset you.
God damn it,
Shortly
Sunday.
after we left, it crashed to its death right in front of your window.
Fuck's sake, Sunday.
I had surmised as much. I knew you wouldn't have avoided mentioning the bird for no reason. Despite that unfortunate outcome, I still believe it was the right decision. Birds aren't meant to spend their lives in cages. They belong
Damn,
in the
that's
sky,
so beautiful.
even if they can't fly.
Oh, okay.
Here's the thing. If there are birds in this world that can never fly, can we really assert that they belong in the sky?
Are you implying that the same goes for humans too?
Ah, that's what he is implying, alright.
Let's take the Astral Express as an example. The Nameless made tremendous efforts to bridge worlds, gaining fame across the universe. However, only a few extraordinary individuals can endure such a perilous journey. That's because the pursuit of the Trailblaze exceeds the capabilities of ordinary humans. Otherwise, why would this path be filled with broken rails, an abandoned express, and even a fallen eon?
That's just sophistry. If that were true, then only the powerful would have the right to determine the future.
What is sophistry?
Unfortunately, that's exactly what happens. Another name for the future is self-value. While this world has its fair share of heroes who inspire people and garner admiration for their heroic deeds, the majority of ordinary people will never become heroes in their lifetime. Some are born weak and vulnerable. Some find themselves trapped in unfortunate circumstances. Some fall victim to malice and cowardice. When it comes to survival, everyone is equal. And the weak can only watch as their value gets constantly diminished by external forces.
Care for the weak and support them as if their suffering were our own. That's what the Odes of Harmony have always taught us.
While the Harmony holds noble aspirations, the strong will always be strong, and the weak will always be weak. Even in this carefree dream. Human nature contains greatness, but it also harbors inherent weaknesses that can't be eradicated.
I don't like Sunday, but he is speaking
In the end,
truth.
If people can't even secure their own survival,
It is
they
the
won't
unfortunate
care about
truth.
the illusory future of equality. As long as the law of survival of the fittest prevails, there will always be fledglings crashing to their death.
But if people don't live for the future, do they merely exist for survival? If even you, my brother, don't believe that the Harmony will save the weak, then which eon can make our dreams come true?
People often forget that when the first bird took flight, the entire world envisioned a future where no more fledglings would ever crash to their death.
Are you reading, sister? What are you reading?
Mr. Gopherwood gave me a picture book. It's about the story of the harmonic strings.
I really like this whole dynamic so far. It's frustrating, but it's good. Frustrating in the sense that I don't agree with Sunday, but he is speaking truth.
Spread our wishes so that all can feel happiness and joy.
I see. Then I would summon the harmonious choir too.
Don't you have a wish of your own, brother?
Of course I do. It's just that it includes your wish and everyone else's. I long for a true paradise where everyone can.
Is Sunday Dr. Maruki or something from Persona? I think that's his name. He's very similar to Maruki. Very certain that's his name.
It's a deal then.
Yeah, it's a deal. But how can I become a sword master?
have to become a star first.
People are pouring in. Kinda feels like all sorts of baddies are showing up. Let's get in there quickly and enter the competition.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make way. Make way. Coming towards us now is one of Penacony's top 10 wealthiest tycoons and the soul-glad business empire's founder, Mr. Dean. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm the director of Soulglad's factory, Dean Lena. My four friends, introduce yourselves to the audience across the cosmos.
Hello, everybody. I'm Himiko, a nameless from the Astral Express, and these are my companions.
Don't you guys need to hide your identities?
Can't hide it anyways. Penacony is plastered with our posters. And because the Astral Express is so well known, the family won't dare to make any rash moves.
Is it really good to have a time to share this beautiful moment of us? Oh my god, hello everyone. Hello everyone. Nah, that's more. I'm not gonna let this roll and see Sage. God, this one and this one is really good. I like this one. Anytime I can mention the Galactic Baseballer, I would love to mention that. Oh my god, that's her handle.
Hello, everyone. I'm Firefly. I am also an ordinary girl who enjoys adventures.
So it's a bunch of nameless guests. This final face-off is bound to be spectacular. Time is precious. My four friends, come with me. Grab a bottle of Soul Glad and make your dreams a blast.
Okay. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna end it here for part one. A lot has happened. Well, a lot of stories have happened. Can't deny it has been very, very good. I love that there's very little fights. It's just straight up story. And that's what I like. Just give me more story. Give me more story. Remove all the unnecessary fights. And I'm happy. But anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.